30 seconds of the game left. And there it is, one of the 6 cameras of surveillance, which will inspect the crowd coming into the ground and keep their eyes on the terracings throughout the entire 90 minutes to prevent crowd trouble. And quite easily, anybody who does cause any trouble to anyone on the terracing can be picked out by these men in the central control area, the policemen who will keep their eyes on the monitors throughout the match, not on the game. And anybody who is suspicious, they can actually take a photograph in there and it can be used in evidence, so beware anybody when this system is introduced. And unlike our cameras, they are totally indifferent to the very fact that kickoff is about to take place. Frank McDougall, well, you've got to go back to the days of Joe Harper to get a record to equal his. He has scored in his last 8 outings for Aberdeen and comes to an arena which Aberdeen are very fond of, having lost only once since the Premier Division started here at Tynecastle. The referee today, Alan Ferguson from Giffnock, with the inevitable wee mascot of Hearts. Well, Hearts have won the toss on a very miserable day. The rain lashing down, I think it's affected the crowd. Indeed, to be absolutely honest, although we have a very sophisticated surveillance system, I think you could pick out trouble with sunglasses. The crowd is not as big as it would have been. And, of course, as I said, Aberdeen like the stadium very much. They usually play at the very best and indeed clinched the championship. I think you might recall in midweek last season when they played here. That's a free kick, an early one against Willie Miller. John Robertson, a long testing ball off the toe of Sandy Clark, and there is Peter Weir. McLeish to Miller. Gentlest touch there by Cowan. Cowan, by the way, number 7, is in the Aberdeen team today as a direct replacement for Eric Black, who's injured. Right to the back. Almost the first shot of the game from Ian Angus. Hearts covered up very well, tightened up, and there is Willie Miller. Good balance, eyes on the ball, and a good understanding with McLeish. Gentlest of touches, but read by Levine, playing at the back today for Hearts in place of the suspended Roddy MacDonald. Willie Miller. That's Cowan. McDougall did well to touch it inside in Hearts. Well, that was living dangerously. It came off for them all right, but on a surface like that, they've got to be extremely careful in the penalty area. That's the Bellshill boy, Tommy McQueen. Ball still in play, Donald Park. Dangerous kind of ball in a day like this, but Leighton didn't need to move. Simpson on a very good run, and the ball doesn't go with him. Didn't want to go walkies, and he was left on his own. Park. Seems to be a very heavy bit right in the middle. He's still with it. There's a great shot. Well, 10 out of 10 to Donald Park. I think he was taking on, quite apart from the defence, the conditions. Well, Park picked it up, decided to go forward. I think he did exactly the right thing. I think the ball bobbled just before he lashed out at it, and it went high. Robertson. Nimble footwork, but is it causing any advantage for Hearts? One wonders about that. I think he went the wrong way. There we are. I think John Robertson should really have steamed ahead and caused the Aberdeen defence to stretch out. Weir gets away from Kidd, across comes Alec MacDonald. What's an inviting ball! McDougall in the right position, but the wrong angle, the ball seeming to be far too near his left side, and he couldn't turn it round properly. I think for the first time we're breaking clear of the markers. Across went MacDonald. Watch the angle that McDougall tried to take that to. It was too much to his left side. Clark, that was a very good header. Robertson, a superb header by Sandy Clark, but Robertson, difficult ball eventually for him to take and couldn't quite get control. Bowman. Kidd, MacDonald, Black, Whittaker. Clark doesn't make the contact this time. May go Aberdeen. McDougall. Oh, it's good play by McDougall, leading his line very well. McKimmie, the man who scored the goal at Tynecastle when the last played here, and he doesn't this time because the flag is up. That is typical linesman posture for an offside decision. Beautiful flick on there by Weir. What Weir has had difficulty in getting is the kind of service that puts him facing the defender so he can take him on. He's had very little of that. Simpson, that's a better ball to Cowan. Goes away wide and can't get the turn completed. Here is Weir, there's a slip. Oh. Well, I hope his nose is still there after that. Well, there it is. Won't do the laundry bill much good. The lowest header I've seen in a long time. McQueen, wrong side of Cowan. Dab, little ball, and Sandy Clark was waiting for it. He was all coiled up like a spring, ready to unleash the header. And there, inevitably, and surprise, surprise, was Willie Miller for the final touch. That's Donald Park. Touch there by Leighton. Cowan. Oh, much too strong, and Weir does get to Sandy. Jardine is with them. Let's see how Jardine competes with this player. There's McDougall, that's a good ball. Stark looking for the cross in, and it's a corner kick. He settles for that. That was a good move by Aberdeen. They really did get behind the Hearts defence that time. So Peter Weir with Aberdeen's first corner of the match. Henry Smith liked it, leaping up for it. Weir. Simpson dispatched it very quickly. A lot of Aberdeen players in that penalty area. Well, I was expecting Willie Miller to be there, but he went forward, and it was McQueen who had come in. Simpson, Black, Clark, and Sandy Clark can't quite get to it. Picked up by Stark. Aberdeen really in the ascendancy. That's McDougall. Weir gone away to the right. Watch, not a bad ball, and well taken by Park. Put in a lot of good defensive one. A superb play by Weir. Off the head of Jardine. Clark. Alec MacDonald. Full throttle after it. And in steps Alec McLeish. Ball still in play. Good play by the big central defender. Alec McLeish, by the way, is having a great season both for club and country. Leighton. Stark, Simpson, Hearts retreating. McDougall tries to get it, it's still in play. Well, that's good play and it's in! Cohen puts it away. That's the first goal of the game. Very close attendance by Kidd, who was trying to get in for the final touch and nudge it, but it was Cohen who's playing in place of Black today, getting that first goal with exactly 15 minutes of this first half remaining. Excellent play by Aberdeen. I think a great deal of credit goes to McDougall for his marvellous work away in the touchline, and that very inviting ball with the Aberdeen player just stretching out, and Smith with absolutely no chance. Cowan, Stark. Well, there's a well-driven ball by Stark. He kept it down well. Smith right behind the line of it. Clark, MacDonald. Whittaker did very well turning back. They wanted that ball pushed over though. MacDonald can't quite get it and down goes Leighton. Oh, here's MacDonald with a great chance and he scored! The coolest of equalisers. I mean, it really was a monumental blunder in that Aberdeen defence, but it only gave him a half chance. Now, if we take it from the blunder initially, you can see that this is a ball that really Aberdeen should have had covered. It fell loose, but look at how coolly MacDonald found that very narrow slot just when Aberdeen looked as if they had quite easy control of the match. All credit to Hearts for pulling up, and that was a perfect example of the very cool football brain that Alan MacDonald has demonstrated so often through the years, both for particularly for Rangers and of course laterally for Hearts. Well, there goes the half-time whistle, and an astonishing fight back there by Hearts when Aberdeen had a stinging blow on the half-hour when Cowan lashed it. That final little touch there put it past the despairing figure of Henry Smith, and then this cool piece of play by Alan MacDonald. The first goal, in fact, that Hearts have scored against Aberdeen in 6 games at Tynecastle in the Premier Division, and he did it so coolly. A marvellous way to come back into the game, and this is going to be a very interesting second half. Well, coming so close to the end of the first half, it's one of the best junctures to build up a fight back, and that's exactly the very optimistic position that Hearts are in. They'll take a great deal of strength from that. Aberdeen were playing very coolly, well in command in midfield, now suddenly on level terms again. Bad ball though, Stark. That's McKimmie. McDougall goes after it, and I think that may have gone across. Yes, it's a corner kick. That's Peter Weir. This will be a vicious in-swinger. It is. Levine was right behind it. Weir. Dropping very free, and there's MacDonald stepping in very quickly. Well, contrast it with the sponsors' lounge. This is the coming thing in football. Hearts trying to encourage more and more sponsorship and put their guests in the greatest of comfort in there with delightful waitresses. I mean, obviously copying Manchester United. MacDonald. Robertson. Forced to go back the way though. Found by McKimmie. Here's Weir, full flight and given a severe bump to help him on his way, and that's not allowed. Free kick. Not a bad ball, and there's a brilliant goal by Stark. 2-1 for Aberdeen. Oh, 7 minutes gone. Now, I say brilliant because it looked perhaps absurdly simple, but remember, you have to follow the flight of the ball in difficult conditions, get right into the middle and get up and put it away. McDonald. That's not a bad ball. Sandy Clark goes in. Good cover walk there by McQueen, though. Halfway through the second half, Aberdeen in the lead, but narrowly. Every now and again, Hearts spot back. But this is the man who really binds that Aberdeen defence together, Willie Miller. Oh, good pass forward by Donald Park, though. McLeish goes with him, keeps his eye on the ball. Here's Black. Adam McDonald. Black. Can he get the shot? And he does! Oh. Oh. It came off the pitch like lightning. Good goalkeeping all the same, and I think it's almost not Leighton out. Let's see the ferocity of this. First of all, feeding it out, and eventually getting it in, and look at that, right on the bridge of the nose, and Leighton recovering groggily. Great shot by the little midfield player. McQueen, Peter Weir. He should do something with this position he likes, even though there are two defenders there. He gets a cross in and he gets a corner out of that. Weir. No back header, no touch from anybody, except Levine getting it away. Here's Billy Stark. Now McKimmie. Chip in, McDougall. And Weir, can he keep it in? He just has. There's a right foot one, and there's Stark again. This time straight to the keeper. This big man has been very good in the air in the penalty area. Good play by Weir, getting it to that right foot. Watch the header flush on the forehead, and that is not an easy ball for a goalkeeper to take. Racing in there by Kidd. Robertson tries to turn, whipped away. And the pressure on Aberdeen again, much to the delight of the Hearts supporters. Kidd trying to lay it back. Appeals for a penalty kick. Strong appeals. The whole Hearts team launching themselves at the referee. And I think somebody's going to be booked. Well, let's have a look at that. Kidd worming his way in there, and, well, more of a stumble than anything else. Levine, Black, Bowman, going a long way round. Bone. Fighting ball, Clark goes for it. There's Jimmy Bone trying to get in. Now Willie Johnston. Whittaker. There's the touch. Aberdeen really looking as if they'll be glad to hear the sound of this final whistle. According to us, we're 2 minutes into injury time. Well, they're trying to keep possession, Aberdeen, luckily getting it back there after having lost it now. On the break is Robertson. Here's Johnston. Oops. Difficult ball to take, skidding viciously at him. And there goes the final whistle out. Despite that amazing last couple of minutes rally, have failed to save the game. That's the full-time score. Aberdeen going very strongly and now looking forward to that crucial match against Celtic at Pittodrie